Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list for the 28th of August, Wednesday. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a look at the markets here today. I saw this article this morning. It came out from Market Insider. It was out at 7:21 a.m. Here's why Warren Buffett's record 122 billion cash pile could be a worrying sign for the stock markets. Now I'll go ahead and put this down in the comments section below this video if you'd like to take a look at it. One of Buffett's favorite yardsticks suggests that U.S. stock market is more overvalued. And at the height of its dot-com bubble and just before the financial crisis. So that coming out from Warren Buffett, an article from Market Insider. So keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and get into that routine that we normally do. So we have the FinViz heat map here and a mixed market today, right? Apple down, Facebook up, social media stocks were up. J&J was up a little bit today. Twitter was up a little bit today. I don't know if that's shown here. It is part of the S&P 500, but anyway, Twitter, here it is. Twitter was up today 1.69% on the day. Microsoft was plus fractionally on the day. The banks got hit again today. Citigroup down over 1.69%. JP Morgan down 1%. Bank America, etc. all moving down. Merck was down fractionally. Pfizer taking another move down, down 1.44% on the day. Two stocks that got hit today. We had Philip Morris and Altria Group moving down hard today. MO was down 4%, and Philip Morris was down almost 8% on the day. What's going on here is that Philip Morris and Altria Group are in talks to merge as equals. So that's what moved those stocks down today. I guess Wall Street not too excited about that. So those two stocks moving down. Some action in Costco today. I'll show you that chart in a second. But Costco opened up its first flagship store in China, and things got crazy. They had to shut the store down because it was so crowded. So Costco was pushing up today. Fear and greed index, we're coming at 16. This courtesy of CNN Business. So right now we have a 16 reading on the fear and greed. So we're in oversold kind of territory here, but I've seen it as low as 7 on the fear and greed. So we could move down a little bit more. It seems like a risk-off type of market. The Dow dropped today on broad market recession worries, and the market is confused on trade news. It looks like China said they had not heard of a recent phone call. The other day, President Trump was out tweeting that he had a phone call with China, and now China said that they have not heard of that recent phone call. So the market a bit confused on that trade news that President Trump tweeted out. The Dow Jones 30 was down 121 points. The transports were minus 100. The S&P 500 minus 9, and the Nasdaq minus 27. Some of your economic information for tomorrow, courtesy of the Trade Exchange. This calendar that they put out each day. So we get the MBA mortgage applications coming out tomorrow. We get the EIA petroleum oil numbers coming out for tomorrow at 10:30, leading us up to Thursday. The GDP will be coming out at 8:30 a.m. Don't forget, now we're moving into a holiday weekend. The markets are closed on September 2nd, so things could start to really slow down as we get closer to the weekend with the markets being closed Monday. Some earnings that come out in the next couple of days here. Take a screenshot of this. I've kind of talked mentioned this many times. So here's your earnings, courtesy of Earnings Whisper. So be aware of that in the next few days. We'll go through some news. Also, some of the stocks that were top gainers for today, courtesy of the trade exchange. We had NVTR popping up today. DGLY had some news, breathalyzer news. That stock jumping. We got a couple of trades out of DGLY for today. TBLT was moving up. They had a deal, I believe, with Home Depot on TBLT. MOSY is going to be doing a 1 for 20 reverse split. They announced that. OSN was a big mover. We caught this in the pre-market on the break of $5 this morning after 7 o'clock. The stock jumped 10%. It was up even more than that. It pulled back. PZZA also up today. To the downside, today you had DMPI, MNK. We also had RRGB moving down, SJM, JM Smuckers. This had earnings come out. They missed on earnings, missed on revenues, so that stock took a hit today. It was down over 8% on the day. There's that Philip Morris. GTT dropping 7%, and Tencent TME was down over almost 7% on the day. So that's some of your top gainers and losers. Let's scroll down. Here's your unusual call activity for the day. SSNC, Glue, Yelp had unusual call activity. Also was mentioned on CNBC by John Najarian for Yelp. ATVI, PLNT, Best. BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. On the put side, you had BYND and Celgene with unusual put activity. So here's that big move in Costco today. The markets like what they saw in the flagship store, even though it got closed. But a lot of folks were in there at Costco. So Costco jumped almost 5% on the day for Costco. MO got hit today, and PM, like we mentioned, took a big hit today. So that's Philip Morris, and we also had gold hitting new highs today. GLD moving to new highs, silver moving to new highs, flight to safety areas to kind of park your money for safety there on silver and gold. Let's see what else. The IWM almost cracked. Well, actually, intraday it did crack 145. Then it bounced back a little bit, but then as you can see, risk-off market here. IWM is down below that 145, that support area that's been holding. Not by much, but it did break that 145 that we've been talking about on the videos for IWM. IWC, the micro caps also moving down, broke that $85 level, maybe a chance to break 84 on IWC. The SPY itself. So yesterday, in the SPY, right? We bounced off the 150 SMA, the orange dotted line here. Not many people have this moving average on their charts, but that's where the action is right now. All right, this 286 area has been trying to hold the 150 SMA. We hit it here. We got below it. We bounced back. We hit it again today. We bounced off of it. So we're still in this range. Choppy range on the SPY, still remain below the 50 SMA. We have this 282 area that was a support a few weeks back, and then after that we have 280 and the 200 SMA. So if things get ugly, we could get a retest down to the 200 SMA. If that breaks, then we could head back down to the lows here on June 3rd, and the low there was 273 and change. But like I said, we're in a headline-driven market, tweet-driven market. China says they don't know about anything about a phone call, so that's a little bit suspect there. Some of the gold and silver names, Pan American Silver had a very nice move up today. SSRM with a nice move up today. KL, a gold stock, pushing higher today. GOLD Barrick Gold making new highs here. So the gold, silver stocks making some nice moves today. Let's go ahead and look at some of the sectors to the upside for today. Silver, oil bounced a little bit today, but still under. This is light sweet crude oil, still under $55 a barrel, but a little bit of a bounce in oil. USO. Still below the 10 SMA here, still below 1150, but holding above $11 on the ETF USO. TLT continues to climb. This is not normal. You've gone from 130 all the way up to 147 and change, 148, a slight pullback, and now we're almost back up at the highs here on the TLT as those bond yields keep moving down. Let's see, what else do we have to the upside today? Social, SOCL, was bouncing a little bit today. For the day, it was up fractionally for the day. And then to the downside today, the regional banks moving down for the day, 1.75%, so almost 2% there. The IWC and IWM, I showed you that already. IYT, the transports, looks like it's threatening to break down here on the transports. The QQQ, the tech, 180. Everybody's watching this 180 area on the Qs, and as you can see, the 150 SMA currently has been holding for the Q. So we kind of bounced up. Now we've pulled back. Today we're back below the momentum moving averages here on the Qs, and folks are watching that 180 level to see if that's going to break down. We have a recent low back here. The low was 181.56. So for the Qs, markets, a little bit sluggish. Like I said, Warren Buffett building up cash. And let's go through some of the news that came out after hours tonight. We did get some earnings. Autodesk, last time I looked, was moving down. It is. Earnings per share beat by 4 cents. Revenue beat, but they are guiding lower here on Autodesk for ADSK. HPE, Hewlett Packard Enterprises, they beat by 5 cents, but revenue missed there on HPE. That stock popped all the way up to $14. Closed at $12.93, currently trading $13.40. Vive, earnings per share beat by 5 cents. Revenue beat on Vive. They popped that one up, and then it's moving back down. Closed at 163.41. It's currently trading 163.25. So all pops tonight are getting sold, it looks like, so far. Vive today, we also announced our CFO. So they got a new CFO there. HPE raising guidance, so that's probably why that stock was moving up. Let's see, what other news did we get out after the bell, courtesy of the trade exchange here. Nuance announces the right to convert its convertible debentures. LCI was up in the after hours. Earnings per share and revenue beat here on LCI. Net sales of 134 million exceeds expectations for LCI. They beat by 16 cents and a revenue beat on LCI. So let's take a look. That one popped up and it's holding its gain. So maybe one we'll be watching in the morning. I'll go through our watch list in a few minutes. API oil numbers came out. It was a drawdown of 11 million on the API crude oil data. Let's check USO in the after hours. So holding up okay. Looks like it popped up on that news, holding above 1150 on USO. SENS, real world experience of repeat users, shows long-term safety of implantable Eversense CGM system in the home use setting. So SENS, I don't really understand that news, but SENS was popping up in the after hours. So repeat users on that one. Let's see, what other news did we get out? I'll try not to butcher the next one. Let's see, BBT filed Form S3. NU we talked about. KDP filed Form S3, mixed security shelf. And we have an IPO filing here from Peloton. Let's see, fitness platform Peloton files for 500 million IPO. PTON will be the symbol there for this name. I don't believe they make money yet, so that'll be interesting. But a new IPO being filed for PTON Peloton. All right, so let's go ahead and get into that watch list for tomorrow. Now, I don't want there to be any confusion. So if I'm going to short something, I will say the word short. All right, but I look at mostly longs for these videos. Shorts are a little too dangerous to call on the video, so I'm just mostly talking longs on the video. But if I do say the word short, that'll indicate that I'm looking at it as a short. But BITA, nice volume today, 2.1 million shares came into BITA. Relative strength to the market today. We'll see if there's some kind of continuation move. Held most of the gains on BITA. DGLY, this one popped up to about $1.70. We got a nice trade in this, over $1.25 for a nice move up. It did give back a lot of it though on DGLY, so we'll see on that one. DOYU, popping up here a little bit in the after hours. A recent IPO got slammed down. I believe this is a China name, but it popped up. We'll see if there's any kind of continuation. 1.7 million in this name, moving up a little bit in the after hours. Let's see. LCI will be on watch for tomorrow with those good earnings. We'll see. Now it closed at 6. It's currently trading at about 7 and change. It got as high as $8, so will be one that's on watch. MDLA, recent IPO, probably needs to get up over $39 on Medilia company here, so we'll keep an eye on that one tomorrow. Closed fairly strong today. Volume in the name only 300,000, so that's kind of a negative there. NETE gave us a beautiful trade today, over $4.55, and this stock just took off up to $5.50. This was a day maker on that one, so we'll be watching that one again for tomorrow. NOVA, Nova, another IPO coming, trying to bounce back here. Volume today, 391,000 shares. The high on this Nova was 924, so maybe over that 930 area. Keep it on watch. Not a favorite, but I did notice it was bouncing today, so throwing it on the list. NTEC, this stock popping here in the after hours, was insider purchases. It came into this name, I believe, by the CEO and one of the directors for NTEC. It's an under $1 name, was popping it in the after hours. NVTR, look at this big expanding volume trying to come up off the bottom here on this NVTR, over 10 million shares, so maybe one we'll keep on watch for tomorrow. OSN was very kind to the room, to the service today on the break of $5. It popped all the way up to $7.50. I had a couple of people in my room, they caught this, and they were done before the market even opened up today. So OSN with a big move. Then after that, it kind of bled off for the rest of the day, but we'll keep it on watch. I don't know if it has anything left in the tank. It was up on earnings. RKDA, it's been a big mover. Now we're pulling back again where we bounced from, the 5 EMA. So the 5 EMA on this stock is at 760, so we're right around there again. So we'll keep it on watch to see. Maybe I would like it to push down a little bit more tomorrow at the open, and then maybe we get some kind of red to green move, so a reversal move back up on RKDA. So some things you have to watch with this market. Keep some things as far as SDS as the market and the SPY move down. SDS will move up. You might want to maybe buy some of these for your to protect your portfolio. Now these videos are just for information purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you want to protect your portfolio as the market moves down, SDS will move up. Another one is SPXU. Once again, these are inverses. So as the market sells off, if we get a sell off, these will be moving up. TVIX, we traded this in the service today for a small trade going into the close on TVIX. So TVIX is a volatility play. I use it intraday. Instead of shorting individual stocks, I like to play this TVIX. So TVIX will be on watch for us tomorrow as things get volatile in the market. If the market's moving down, as you can see, you can get some nice moves in TVIX. Twitter, this one holding up relative strength here in Twitter, TWTR. So keep this one on watch for tomorrow. Looks interesting, holding above the momentum moving averages today. We actually got a bottoms up trade on this over 41.80. I missed this move in the morning. Then we waited patiently, and then we played this as a bottoms up trade. We caught it over $41.80. We were playing up against the lows here of 41.50. Never came all the way back down, and grinded up into the close. So Twitter will be on watch again. TZA, now as the IWM, right? If the IWM breaks that 144 area, 145 area, we could see selling come into TZA. I mean, some buying come in to TZA. So as the IWM moves down, the small cap bear 3-time index should be popping. So keep an eye on that. Chart looks like it's set up for a move here on TZA. VICL, I was watching this one intraday. Not a whole lot of volume in it on VICL. A lot of wicks up here, so not a favorite. But we'll keep it on watch. And then WKHS, I never get a trade in this thing moving up. I should have just done a swing trade, started it on Monday, but it was moving up today on WKHS. So keep it on watch. Maybe it gives a pullback move. It seems kind of chasey right now to get involved in it on WKHS. But if it pulls back, maybe we get a move back up. All right. So that's the watch list. Some other names. Apple. Not much going on. So this name hanging around the 50 SMA on Apple. Got a request to take a look at Tesla. It's just hard to put in, any money in these names right now with kind of a risk-off market and all the overhang on the market right now. Fear of recession, the China trade talks. So Tesla looks like, if this thing breaks down below 211 or so. Let's see. Yeah, 211 was the low on this candle. If it breaks this 211 area, 210 area, Tesla could be a short, SHORT. So there it is mentioning the word short on Tesla. So if it breaks that 211, you could get some downside in it. Let's check Facebook. Somebody asked that I look at Facebook. So once again, it's hanging around the 150 SMA, but really can't get much movement to the upside here below the 20 SMA, but hanging around, let's see, this low back here was 178, so we'll call it 178, 180 area. Holding for Facebook right now. Let's see, what other ones did I get requested? Amazon, I don't really trade Amazon, but it's hanging around the 200 SMA. If this breaks these lows, you could see a push down on Amazon and Google. Holding up a little bit better than Amazon, but unable to get back above the 20 SMA. Holding where? Holding above that, right around that 150 SMA, the orange dotted line you see here in about that 1150 area for Google. All right, folks, this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. Thank you for the support of the channel. We'll be back at it with another video tomorrow.